Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by Apex Irons from Callaway.
Hi, I'm Amy Rogers, and this is your Golf Central update. The Wyndham Championship featured a 6-way playoff, including 2 players that were hovering around that 125 cutoff to earn a spot in the FedEx Cup playoffs. Adam Scott and Roger Sloan did enough to make it to the Northern Trust this week, but the week belonged to Kevin Kisner, who snapped a long drought with a victory in Greensboro.
It was a heck of a week, and to be honest, coming down with 3 or 4 holes to go, I really didn't think I had a chance to win. I wasn't watching the boards all day, but when I birdied 16, I looked up and I saw I was only 1 back, and I knew that 17 was a birdie hole, and then if you could hit a good drive on 18, you could have a chance. So it's a crazy way to break the no wins and playoff streak, but it was a fun week and an awesome week put on by everyone here in Greensboro.
How special does this win feel, especially come from behind and in a 6-man playoff?
Yeah, you know, every time you win out here, it's hard, and you never know when it's going to happen again, so you got to cherish every time. And this year's been somewhat of a struggle for me. I kind of started the year with a playoff loss and then struggled throughout the spring and started to find some form here late in the summer and rounding in the form going into playoffs. So to cap off the season with a win and head to the FedEx Cup playoffs, moving up the list and having a chance to win the FedEx Cup Championship is just an awesome week.
So what do you think this does for your Ryder Cup chances?
There we go. I said, how many Ryder Cup questions are we going to have? Who knows, man? I've never been picked before, so I'm not going to go out there and jump on a limb and say that I'm going to get picked this year. I love Stricker. He's a great friend and great guy, and he'll do what's best for the team and the country. And I would love more than anything to represent our country and be a part of that team. I need to go play well in these playoffs and continue to show great form.
We're diving into the ShotLink Stats at the CDW Intelligence Center to discuss Kevin Kisner's win at the Wyndham Championship. Kisner improving in most of the major strokes gained stats, including tee to green. He ranked 162nd on tour this season. He was 12th at Wyndham. So, Tripp, what do you make of Kisner's breaking his more than 2-year drought in Greensboro over the weekend?
Well, Kevin Kisner, you just mentioned the dichotomy of his stats for the year versus what they were in Greensboro last week. He clearly likes the Carolinas. He lost in a playoff at the RSM Classic in the other state of the Carolinas, South Carolina, earlier this year. And you know what? He was the largest comeback at 36 holes in this tournament since 2008, as he set 7 strokes back with 36 holes remaining. And the ball striking was the big difference. Outside of 150 and off the tee to green, approach the green. You know what? His putting's been solid. It really has. And you look at Kevin Kisner this year, he's had a lot of missed cuts, but when he's played well, he has capitalized. Now, he hasn't won in a couple of years, as you mentioned, but the big differentiator was when Kevin Kisner gets a chance, when he has that ability and that 6-person playoff, he was able to capitalize on Adam Scott's mistake, and Kevin Kisner, he's not going to miss a 3-footer. I can assure you that. He buried it, and that's one of the things about Kevin Kisner that I do like for him possibly in match play situations. Does it equate to a Ryder Cup? We'll just have to see. But Kevin Kisner, I tell you one thing, should be having a lot of confidence going into the playoffs because he's played his way into the top 30, so we may see him at Eastlake later this month.
Notable players that made the final cut for the FedEx Cup playoffs. Chesson Hadley jumped 7 spots in the final week to make the cut thanks to a hole-in-one. Adam Scott and Matt Kuchar were close to the cut line and secured their spot in the playoff as well. Hadley on being the last man in.
It was a great day. You know, it's been a really tough 2 years. I haven't felt like a lot of good has happened, and you know, had some success at Congaree, but you know, kind of that was more bitter than sweet leaving there, even though I finished second. So just to have some good things happen today with the hole-in-one, and then, you know, at least giving myself an opportunity to work myself into New York next week.
And then if we can just get a description of that celebration on 16.
Yeah, we'll call that the flying baby giraffe. Kind of gosh, like I was, you know, I don't know what's going on. I'm just going nuts. And I saw that Amanda showed me the interview or the video clip, and my legs kind of go out to the side, and it just doesn't look very good. And so I apologize for all us golfers out here. I keep digging us a hole as far as the non-athletic kind of stereotype. But I'm an athlete. You know, we call flying baby giraffe or not. Like, you know, I'm sure the Bobcats or the Hornets are going to be calling me up here. And anyway, it was a great day, and that was a treat. That was the icing on the cake, was to do that. My very first one ever.
Well, no flying baby giraffe, unfortunately, for these players who didn't make it. The first man out of the field was Justin Rose. He three-putted the 18th hole, which cost him a playoff spot. Ryan Armour, Patrick Rogers, and Bo Hoag were the three players who started the week in the field who ended up missing out. And then a pair of big names a little further down, Fowler and Tommy Fleetwood. Well, it was a surprise in Scotland. Brian Otoole held several big names at bay, including multiple major champions Lydia Ko and Ariya Jutanugarn, who won this event in 2018. Allie Ewing picked up her fourth top 10 of the year, and they're all looking up at Otoole, who couldn't believe what she accomplished in Scotland.
Words cannot describe what I am feeling right now. I still can't even, it doesn't seem real. It seems very surreal, and definitely a dream come true. I can't believe it's taken this long to win, but it's finally here.
You talked a little bit out there about kind of the mindset going into today. Yesterday, you said, I'm going for the win. You co-led after the third round for the first time in your career. Just what were you thinking as you stepped to the first tee this morning?
You know, the first 3 rounds, I think even the last couple events, I felt very calm, patient. I could tell that my game was getting there. I feel like I've just had this different sense to me this year, where the game feels good. So I know where the ball's going. I know what my swing's doing. I know if it gets off a little bit, how to fix it. But for the most part, I just felt like staying patient was key in all this. I mean, even the last few events, I felt like I've been putting myself up there, just couldn't get that final 4th round going. And I just think patience. It was never a playing issue or anything like that. It's just getting things to fall or things kind of go your way. So this week, I just felt like I really started off strong. I kind of told myself going into this week, let's get a first round a little lower than I typically have. Like I typically kind of have a slow start, even maybe 1 or 2 under, but it was nice to kind of shoot 4 under the first day, given even the circumstances of the weather. And then back it up the next day with another solid round. So to go into the weekend and shoot what I did, I think I just stayed completely in the moment because I didn't even think about shooting 8 under today.
Presumably after 228, 227, you do get that. Did the doubts begin to form? Would they ever make that breakthrough, I suppose?
Yeah, you know, it definitely was one of those, like, you know, as a kid, I dreamed of being number 1 and dreaming of, you know, going out there and being this athletic golfer that, you know, just added a spice to the game. And then you know, life doesn't go that direction. So then you start pressing and putting doubt and wondering, is my time ever going to come? Do I have the ability to, you know, make this happen? Are the stars going to align? Because that's what it felt like. And I think this year, after last year, COVID year was hard. You know, I didn't get to play the Scottish or the British. I got COVID, so I was stuck in the States. So I was so happy to be able to come over here and play this year.